The internet, you go ahead. Whenever you get back, you set.
We must do better. I have been able to have productive conversations with the student athlete who was impacted the most Friday night, Rachel Richardson, the Duke volleyball team captain and Duke volleyball head coach. They have helped me understand areas where we can do better. Rachel Richardson called on Homo and BYU to institute accept actionable steps. This included staff and players undergoing education and training to better handle and prevent the racist, ignorant, and asinine behaviors that were exhibited by their fans during the match. This is an opportunity to dig deep into the closed cultures which tolerate amoral racist acts such as those exhibited Friday night and change them for the better, Richardson said in her statement. It is not enough to indicate that you are not racist. Instead, you must demonstrate that you are anti-racist.
That's the end of. All right, most Christ. So basically, in a nutshell, because the internet was messing up, that article is about a black woman that went to Duke, that go to Duke University. She went to Utah, to BYU, another racist, historically racist university. And she got called nigga, got threats, all type of stuff because she cold and she was probably tearing them little white girls up. And it's just stuff that's just gonna keep happening in this place because it's not our homeland, it's not our rest. Feel me? So people gotta understand. What that mean? All right, yeah, you could if you go to the next article, the one about BYU.
The BSU takes on BYU and the UW athletics program.
Mm-hmm.
In January of 1970.
1970. That 1970 must have been a critical year. 1970. That 1970. It's like I'm just checking the connection. Like,
in January of 1970, the Black Student Union at the University of Washington launched a protest campaign demanding that the UW sever all athletic relations with Brigham Young University.
Do what? Hey, Brigham Young, that just sound racist though. Brigham Young. Like Brigham here. You feel me? It just sound racist, man. But they say they need to sever all ties. You feel me? All athletic relations with Brigham Young University, man. Because what you gotta understand, sports is just similar to like war. You feel me? If it wasn't for sports, man, a lot of these different cities would be going to war for very small issues. If you ever see these fans after the game, you better get in your Uber and go home. That's all I'm saying. It can get real after them games over with.
Later, the BSU also demanded that the university make a statement condemning BYU as a racist institution. The protests were doomed to failure. The university believed that they could not legally sever relations with BYU on the grounds that doing so would infringe on the Mormon Church's freedom of religion.
The who?
The Mormon Church's freedom of religion.
That's a hate group. The Mormon Church is a hate group. If they say we won, we could say y'all won. It's a hate group, man. You feel me? But now you got freedom of religion, and that's their religious belief. If they believe black people descend from the devil, that's their religious belief. And they believe if you go to heaven, if a black person go to heaven, your skin turn white. Man, that's their freedom of religion. But at the end of the day, they racist, man. They don't like black people, man. You steady waiting on Brigham Young to like you, man. That is the home of the Mormon Church, man. They not gonna like you, man. It's not gonna happen, man. Sorry to that sister for what she had to go through, but she already forgave them for what they did. She already forgave them.
For the BSU, the statement would have stood as a sign that the university was operating in good faith to end racism. But the only compromise the administration could offer did not seem like such a gesture.
Mm-hmm.
Inspired by successful protest campaigns at other universities, the UW's BSU launched their own campaign against BYU in the first few weeks of the 1970 winter quarter. On a chilly Saturday afternoon in January, blacks entered Heck Edmondson's pavilion, where the UW gymnastics team was finishing their final round of warm-up before the scheduled meeting against BYU. The protesters dumped garbage, threw eggs, poured ketchup and oil on the gymnastics mats, and knocked over chalk trays and tables. When the UW gymnastics coach yelled at the protesters to leave, they responded by throwing a pail of water in his face before departing. Meanwhile, Lynn Hall, a black gymnast, had begun circulating a petition requesting that all universities cancel all future athletic competitions with BYU. The petition eventually gathered over 1,500 signatures.
Right, that's what I'm saying. The BYU is known for racism. Utah, the state of Utah, BYU is where it's located at. That's their biggest university. Known for racism, man. This girl got 1,500 signatures just so they don't never BYU sources, they don't even want to play them no more. That's basically what she said, racist. It's that racist that the black people don't even want to go there. And I'm a football fan, college football, and every time I watch BYU play, the black people that they had on their team always looked like the ones, you feel me? They probably wasn't in the field with us. That's all I'm gonna say. They probably wasn't the ones, you feel me, putting their fist up, you feel me, at the end of the game and stuff like that. I'm just keeping it real.
Similar protests against BYU have been occurring for more than 2 years at numerous universities in the Western United States. The first protest occurred in 1968 at the University of El Paso. On Easter weekend in 1968, UTEP had scheduled a track meet against BYU.
Oh, that's the school I was talking about. When I said the first all-black team to win a NCAA championship, that's them, UTEP. That was the team, Texas El Paso.
A week before the track meet, several athletes informed their coach that they were going to boycott the meet.
Mm-hmm.
The coach was unsympathetic and told the black team members that if they refused to compete, they would be ran off the team and lose their scholarship.
Damn. See, that's why I said BYU so racist. This ain't just Duke. This sister, she going through this because she don't know who her enemy is. She don't know the history of the racism. It's 2022. She probably one of those that she think about it, slavery. She think of a great migration. Feel me? She think we was indentured servants or something. I'm telling you, man, you got to let these kids know the truth, man. Or this is the type of stuff they're going to go through. She don't know why she getting called a nigga. Or why a white man saying, watch your back. This stuff was happening in the 70s, the 60s, the 50s, man. This stuff always been happening, but it's been, you feel me? It's been like pampered and hidden. You feel me?
The black students refused to yield, did not go to Provo to participate in the meet, and were kicked off the team.
And they lost their scholarships because they were so scared to go to BYU and play run track. You feel me? Running track. That's how they got to college for free, and they gave up that free ride just so they didn't have to go to BYU because BYU was that racist. And this is in the 70s, late 60s.
When asked why he decided to protest, Dave Morgan, a UTEP runner, responded, there were about a dozen reasons. The Mormons teach that Negroes are descended from the devil. That's
what the Mormons teach. The Mormons run Utah, and they teach that black people are descendants of the devil.
As a reason for the track team to boycott.
Right. Wait. So they could teach that and believe that and not be called a hate group, but we can't say the white man the devil? Wee. Somebody got to lose some money. That's all I'm saying.
As a reason for the track team to boycott, it may sound like a small thing to a white person. But who the hell wants to go up there and run your tail off in front of a bunch of spectators who think you got horns? The way blacks were treated at UTEP was the second reason for the protest. Black athletes were not allowed to date white.
Mm-hmm.
Were given little financial assistance beyond their scholarship and were often called niggas by the coaches.
Good night.
In the eyes of many administrators, coaches, and white students, black athletes came to college to compete, not get a degree. Once a black's athletic eligibility was used up, he was often given little other financial assistance and was forced to leave UTEP without a degree.
That's what I said. These universities make billions off of black athletes, man. But they famous not for the sports, but for their racism.
Morgan then recalled that he also took part in a protest because the Negro was treated like something out of a jungle here, and we wanted to express ourselves about that. The Black Athletes protest was big news on the UTEP campus. BYU's record of racism and discrimination did not become national news until the fall of 1969, when 14 black football players at Wyoming were suspended from the football team for playing protest against BYU.
Against Wyoming. Now black players from Wyoming protesting. 14 of them. Because they don't want to play against BYU. It must have been some real stuff going on in Utah, man. Black, you might want to stay away from Utah. That's all I'm going to say. Might want to stay out of Utah. But it's 2022. It's a post-racial era. Everybody should love everybody. Yeah. You can die if you want to. Dealing with these devils if you want.
The University of Wyoming's successful football team had 14 black players recruited from around the nation. Their coach, Lloyd Eaton, was a known disciplinarian and had a strict policy against his students protesting. October 15th, 1969.
I tell you, that's a really critical era right there.
3 days before a game with BYU, the Black Student Alliance at the University of Wyoming delivered a letter to the university's administration. The letter discussed the racial policies of the LDS Church and BYU and suggested that students and players protest in the upcoming game. The 14 blacks on the team met and, while unsure of the tactics they would use, decided to protest the LDS Church's doctrine. The specific issue that the athletes were protesting was a Mormon church policy that prohibited blacks from joining the priesthood. In the Mormon church, the priesthood was not a professional order, and all males entered the priesthood at age 12. Without being allowed into the priesthood, blacks could not marry in the temple, hold important leadership positions in the church, or enter the highest level of heaven. In short, the Mormon doctrine viewed blacks as spiritually inferior. After the tentatively deciding to protest, the Wyoming football players broached the matter with their coach. Eaton immediately rallied the blacks for even considering a protest, revoked their scholarship, and dismissed them from the team. Since Wyoming was a nationally ranked team, film crews from 3 networks descended upon Laramie to cover the administrative faculty and student meetings that followed the dismissal.
So that's why we know why BYU is so racist now. Because they're Mormons. They're Mormons. They teach that black people are inferior. Black people who descend from they don't like black people. I mean, hey, sis, you feel me? We figured it out for you. The priest is on the job. We figured it out. BYU is so racist. The Mormons run Utah. Mormons, one of their biggest beliefs is that black people descend from the devil, are the devil. Man, stop it, man. Somebody should have told her this. She would have been ready for it. They would have extra security, extra police, whatever she would have needed to feel safe. It would have been there if somebody would have told her this. But everybody keep thinking it's a post-racial era. Everybody keep thinking it's a post-racial era and ain't nothing going on, man. Man, there's a lot of stuff going on. You feel me? And that's our job. We out here on the scene. You feel me?
The national exposure of the Wyoming protests kicked off a flurry of protests against BYU and Wyoming. Police were called to stop violence at a BYU Arizona State basketball game.
That's what I said. Ain't gonna stop. But yeah, we could stop there and let's go to that last article about the Redoubt movement. Because you gotta understand, man, it's this racist stuff, man, it's not gonna never end, man. Because that's the only thing that's gonna really actually keep you from falling. Loving your people first. You gotta love your people first, man. And it's this thing called the Redoubt movement, right above Utah. Where a lot of people, a lot of people around the country, Democrats, Republicans, they all move into Utah because they want to have their own, like basically their own party, political party, their own, their own country inside of America.
Redoubt movement helps push North Idaho politics to extreme right. In Idaho's northernmost legislative district, Republican Party politics has been pulled further to the right in recent years with the rise of the Tea Party. But now a new element is pushing the party further still. The arrival of conservative Christian preppers fleeing populated states who region as a redoubt, a place to settle and defend themselves when the whole country goes bad.
When the what?
The whole country goes bad.
So you got a whole bunch of white folks that moved to the Pacific Northwest because they're ready to go to war when the whole country goes bad. Who they going to war with? This state country. So who they gonna go to war with? You, black man, Hispanic man, Native Indian man. Go to war with you. When all this melting pot stuff collapsed, it's a whole bunch of white folks in northern, Pacific Northwest. You feel me? Ready to kill you. Because they feel like the country's going bad with all this interracial dating. Feel me? All this this drug abuse, all this stuff that's going on, you feel me? That's going on in America. They feel like it's bad. Feel me? All the integrating, they feel like it's bad. And they call it the Redoubt movement.
The American Redoubt push, which targets Idaho, Montana, Wyoming, and Eastern Washington and Oregon for a political migration movement, was declared by survivalist author and blogger James Wesley Rawls.
So that's the area where it's a whole bunch of white people moving to because they trying to get away from America. They trying to separate. But black men, Hispanic, and Native Indian men, you don't want to separate. It's a whole movement going on. You ain't even know it. You ain't even know it. You feel me? I don't know what type of cup you drinking from, but it's a whole movement of racist white people that move to Idaho, Montana, Wyoming, Eastern Washington, and Eastern Oregon. And it's called the Redoubt movement. And they waiting on the country to go bad so they can defend themselves from you. Because they say the Mexicans is taking over the country. Black people is taking over the country. Affirmative action and all that stuff. All right, y'all better get ready, man. Black people, that's what we on the lookout. But you could die in this place. Real talk. Black, Hispanics, and Native, we on the lookout for Blacks, Hispanics, and Native Indians. You feel me? But if y'all don't listen to us, man, you gonna die with this place, man. Or you gonna get caught up in something you don't want to get caught up. But yeah, we can stop that. I just want to read that to y'all because a lot of y'all don't even know. Officer Assar, Camp Leader Kentucky, he could break down the whole movement way heavier than I can. But I'm just giving you a synopsis that it's a whole bunch of white folks that moved to Idaho, Montana, Wyoming, Eastern Washington, Oregon, right above Utah, called the Redoubt movement. And they waiting on this country to go bad. And guess who's going to be the number one target? You. So you keep thinking it's a post-racial era. If you want to, you could die with this place, man. So yeah, if I could, we could drop that. Let's go to get into the scriptures. Let's go to Joshua. Get on the screen right quick. Joshua 23 and 11 through 13. Joshua, Joshua would be a so-called Puerto Rican today. Feel me? And that's why we Blacks, Hispanics, Native Indians, man. You got to come back and serve your God. It's our book. It's not the Mormons' book. They don't know nothing about this book, man. They got their own stuff they believe. This is our book right here. This is Black, Hispanics, Native Indians Constitution. You go ahead. You got it.
Come. The book of Joshua, chapter 23, verse 11. Take good heed, therefore, unto yourselves, that ye love the Lord your God.
Possessive. The Mormons say we descend from the devil. But the Bible say we got a God.
Verse 12. Else if ye do in any wise go back and cleave unto the remnant of these nations.
Who?
These nations.
So that's what I'm saying. We got to separate. See the Redoubt movement, they didn't separate it. Why black people can't separate? Why that sister got to go to BYU and get called a nigga and get her life get threatened by some old white man? See, I don't want to get all, see, I don't want to say too much. But I'm just saying, some old racist white man and threatening this little black girl, she's scared of her life. You feel me? That part didn't change her life. You feel me? Now everything she gonna do now is to try to make the white man happy. That's why they do stuff like that. Because now she gonna always think it's something she did wrong. When it's really just we supposed to be separate from them, man. We ain't never supposed to be joining with them, man.
Even these that remain among you, and shall make marriages with them, and go in unto them, and they to you. Verse 13. Know for a certainty that the Lord your God will no more drive out any of these nations from before you.
Right. So we see what these people done to us, but we still try to join them, make marriages with them. The Lord said he ain't gonna drive them out no more, man. Feel me? He gonna show you what he created them for.
But they shall be snares and traps.
Snares and traps. That's exactly what our oppressors are. They snares and they traps, man. They set you up to fail. Set you up to go to prison. And you in court, they throwing 50 years at you. When you got set up. You feel me? That's why we say the black man, Hispanic, and Native Indian man, it's not your fault what you got going on, man. These people are traps. They setting up traps. Why you think you getting 50 years? You committed one crime. Got 50 years.
Unto you, and scourges in your sides.
Right. This is like a pain in your side. It's something you just always got an issue with. Always got an issue with something. And it's because of the so-called white man. Our slave masters, man, they set up traps for us. So we always got something in our side. What child support. You feel me? All type, you and your girl ain't getting along, so she put you on child support. That's a trap. That's a trap. Like I'm telling you, man, the so-called white man set up traps for us, man. Well, you can't just live a prosperous life, man. You feel me? If you try to join with these people and whatever they got going on, you feel me? Whether it's they drugs or whatever.
And thorns in your eyes.
Right. You can't even see. You don't even see the destruction. You feel you blaming yourself. I done told people so many times, man, hey, the white man the devil. They say, no, you can't say that. Now it's on us now. So you don't even see the oppression. The Mormon church say we the devil. Black people descend from the devil. But I say the white man is the devil for the crimes he committed. And they look at me like I'm in a hate group. You go ahead.
Until ye perish from off this good land which the Lord your God hath given you.
Right. We ain't in our land. This is prophecy that happened. We kept wanting to join with these nations. So the Lord God put us off our land. We can't even go. And if we go back to Israel, it's just for a visit, a vacation. And then when you look at our homeland, you could tell that the children of Israel is not there. You feel me? The Bible say we was gonna be the salt of the earth, the flavor. You look at pictures of Israel, man. I don't even know why. You wouldn't even believe that's where the children of God live. Look, all you see is rocks and dirt. That's not how our homeland's supposed to look. Our homeland's supposed to look like, man, all right, it's supposed to be the prettiest land you ever seen, man. That's how our land supposed to look. But instead, right now, because the white Jewish man, feel me, who is a imposter, is running our country, our homeland, and that's why it looked like a third world country. All them rocks and stuff. You feel me? Now they rich as ever, yeah, they are rich, but the way it look, it just don't look right, man. It just don't look right. That's why all of them is over here. All the real rich ones, they over here. They over here living in skyscrapers in New York City at the top of it too, looking down on everybody. But yeah, you go ahead. That's in the 13. Ah, yeah, we could drop that and let's go to Ecclesiasticus 12 and 8. One of my favorite scriptures of many favorite scriptures for black people, so they can know what we dealing with, man. So like, hold on, let me get back to it. I don't know why the Apocrypha keep disappearing on this website. But yeah, you can go ahead, man.
The book of Ecclesiasticus, chapter 12, verse 8. A friend cannot be known in prosperity.
Mm-hmm. When you prospering, you don't really know who your friends is. You want to keep it real.
And an enemy cannot be hidden in adversity.
Right. See, like this sister, she don't understand that these people is not her friends. You feel me? These people on her team, these are her teammates. These are not your friends. They're just your teammates. But she don't know because she prospering. She the best player on the team. She black with a full ride scholarship. So when you prospering, you don't know who your friends are. And she don't know. You feel me? And the enemy cannot be hidden in the time of adversity. It's a time of adversity. You feel me? Why are these people telling you it's okay? You feel me? Because they couldn't be hidden. Why these white girls on her team telling her it's okay to forgive them? We already forgave them and stuff like that. Because the enemy cannot be hidden when adversity comes. You're going to see who your enemy is when it's time. You feel me? And just like a friend cannot be known when you prosper. You feel me? You go in. We're going all the way to 12.
Verse 9. And the prosperity of a man, enemies will be grieved.
Mm-hmm.
But in his adversity, even a friend will depart.
Right. Your adversity, a friend will depart, man. Yeah, depart from you, man. If let her would have been saying, like, yeah, man, this was wrong. Let her would have kept going on and on. All them white girls on her team would have never, they wouldn't have been her friend no more. That's how you know she forgave him. And that's why she did it. So she could keep her white friends, her teammates and stuff like that, man.
Verse 10. Never trust thine enemy.
But this is what she was supposed to do. This is one of my favorite scriptures in the Bible. I'm going to say it so many times. I got so many. Never trust your enemy. She was never supposed to trust her enemy. Them white girls, man, they gonna cleave to her they people. They probably laughing about it. You feel me? Them white girls on the team that told her to forgive them and let's just move on and finish the season. They probably laughing about it. Like she is a nigga. They probably at home on Christmas break with their family laughing about it. Like, yeah, she is a nigga. I don't like how she wear her braids. I don't like how she do this or do that. Come on, man. Stop it, man.
For like as iron rusted.
Yeah, iron is gonna rust, especially if it's open. It's open. Yeah, iron is gonna rust all the way out.
So is his wickedness.
Man, I'm telling you, the wickedness of your enemy ain't gonna do nothing but get worse. And they gonna get slicker at it. That's the evil part about it. not knowing who your enemy is. They wickedness gonna be slicker to where you gonna start blaming yourself. She don't know why is she not blaming somebody? Why is this girl not blaming somebody for what happened to her? Why is she just trying to get on and forgive them? And all right, if it wasn't for the Most High in Christ, man, these people will have us extinct, man. We'll be extinct out here, man, and when nobody do nothing about it.
Verse 11. Though he humble himself and go crouching, yet take good heed and beware of him.
So he humbled himself and go crouching, man. All these white folks around her, she around number white folks. Duke is a historically racist university. Duke didn't have black basketball players. And to that team I was telling you about from Glory Road, University of Texas, El Paso, when they won that championship and they ran through the whole NCAA tournament like it was nothing. They ran through blowing everybody out. Then everybody like, we got to get some black players. Now Duke and all them getting all the black players, and now they teams filled with number of black players, man. But you got to be humble, man. I mean, you got he go humble. You got to watch him, because now he's accepting you into his universities. You got to watch him, because he's accepting you because of the money he's gonna make, not because he love you. That's what this sister don't understand. She think because they love her, she got a scholarship. She go to Duke. All these white girls on the team, they laughing and joking in their pajamas, drinking liquor. You feel me? But you don't understand, man. They will kill you at the first chance they get, or use you for whatever they could the first chance they get, man.
And thou shalt be unto him as if thou hast wiped a looking glass.
And that's what you're supposed to be to the so-called white man. You feel me? To the so-called white man, it's supposed to be as unto a looking glass.
And thou shalt know that his rust hath not been altogether wiped away.
I don't waste a lot.
According to God. Been altogether wiped away.
According
to God.
Oh, I think he was talking about the old string. I was trying to see what the new string messing up. But yeah, though, you read that from the top. It's a lot. Be bear with us. We in the library dealing with the internet. It's a lot.
The book of Ecclesiasticus, chapter 12, verse 11. Though he humble himself.
That's what the white man do. He humble himself. Oh, slavery's in the past. Let it go. We're trying to build and grow and this and that of this.
And go crouching.
Right. He even like bend down. Like, you feel me? Like he ain't doing nothing wrong. Like he liked the black man, the black woman.
Yet take good heed and beware of him.
Better beware of the white man. I'm telling you. They over there in Utah saying the black man is the devil. He descended from the devil. And that the only way he can make it into heaven if he could, what they say, if his skin turned white, man, look, they say the black man skin got turned black because he's the devil. So they basically saying everybody on earth's skin was white. So what about the East Indian? What about the Arabs? What about the African? Why the black man in America? Because you're the children of God. That's why. They always keep singling us out somehow, but they don't never want to say that.
Yet take good heed and beware of him.
Yeah, beware of him, man. Like you beware of a dog. You gotta beware of the white man, man. He real slick, man. He would take any chance to kill you and deceive you, man.
And thou shalt be unto him as if thou hast wiped a looking glass.
Right, a mirror. That's how you got to be to the so-called white man. When he see you, he got to see the crimes he committed, how evil he is, man. That's how it's supposed to be when a black man and a white man commune with each other. He got to see that he is the devil. You feel me? You can't be around a white man and he look at you like he's the greatest man that ever lived, that he's so good. When he see you, he got to know that he is the devil. You feel me?
And thou shalt know that his rust hath not been altogether wiped away.
His wickedness. You got to let him know that his wickedness, and that we remember. And we ready for the next step that you're going to try to pull, because we know it's coming.
Verse 12. Set him not by thee, lest when he hath overthrown thee, he stand up in thy place.
Mm-hmm. That's exactly what's going to happen. Well, what do they say now? They say they the Israelites. They overthrew us, and now the white man is the Jew. His name, he called himself Jewish. Suffix ish means to be like. Why not just call yourself a Jew? Because they've been calling themselves Jewish for thousands of years now. You feel me? It's been at least like over 1,000 years. They've been calling themselves Jewish, so it just stick. But they don't even know that they started calling themselves that because they converted. They're not. They knew they was not the Jew when they first converted. That's why they said Jewish. They just didn't know where the real Jews was at because we was gone. Because we sinned against our God. We got kicked out, man.
Neither let him sit at thy right hand, lest he seek to take thy seat.
That's exactly what happened, man. The white man is going to look for any chance to kill you and overthrow you. And that's what this sister didn't understand. That's why she went out to Utah, you feel me? Like a little kid, not knowing nothing. She just wanted to go play volleyball, thinking it's going to be a good game. And the whole time you could have died. You feel me? You could have got murdered or kidnapped, been hung on a tree, and they with a note that say you commit suicide. Come on, man, stop it.
And thou at the last remember my words and be pricked therewith.
Yeah, be pricked with it, man. Always remember that, man. Every time you get comfortable, man, get pricked with the word, man. Get pricked with the word of God, man. To never trust your enemy, man. Anytime you think you slipping, remember to never trust your enemy, man. So yeah, you could drop that. Let's go to Romans 9 and 11. And you go ahead whenever you got it.
The book of Romans, chapter 9, verse 11. For the children being not yet born, neither having done any good or evil, that the purpose of God according to the election might stand.
Right.
Not of works, but of him that calleth.
So what you got to understand is that these nations is always going to hate Blacks, Hispanics, and Native Indians because of not of nothing good or nothing evil, but because of the simple fact that God chose us. He picked us, man. It's that simple. He chose us to rule the planet, to be the superior race, to be the ones they all look for and look to, you feel me, for guidance and whatever, you feel me? We is them, but instead we looking to the white man for guidance and counseling and all type of stuff, man, when he destroyed us, man, and took our place in the earth. You feel me? He took our place, which is the chosen people of God.
Verse 12. It was said unto her, the elder shall serve the younger.
It's about Jacob is so-called Blacks, Hispanics, and Native Indians. Esau is the white race. In the Bible, that's their progenitor, Esau.
Verse 13. As it is written, Jacob have I loved, but Esau have I hated.
Might as well throw the whole Bible away. Because God say he hate the white man. The Mormon church say we descend from the devil. God say he hate the white man. That sounds like a conflict of interest. But this little young sister didn't know that. She didn't know this. She didn't know that she was chosen to rule the planet with her black husband. She didn't know that. She think the white man is she probably believe in white Jesus, all that. Going all the way to 17.
Verse 14. What shall we say then? Is there unrighteousness with God?
Right, she already forgave him. How's she gonna forgive Give him if God didn't. God ain't forgive Esau, but this black girl, she done already forgave the white man for threatening her life.
God forbid.
God forbid. God forbid you think it's unright. God can be unrighteous. Just because he say he hate Esau, that's not unrighteous. Look at what Esau done, man. You think the Most High didn't see what Esau was capable of, man? Killing 77 million Native Indians, then calling it manifest destiny. 99 black people dying on a boat ride over here, and they call it the Great Migration. Come on, man. They the devil the Bible speaks of.
Verse 15, for he saith to Moses, I will have mercy on whom I will have mercy.
All right, black people, he got mercy on us, man.
And I will have compassion on whom I will have compassion.
Mm-hmm.
Verse 16, so then, it is not of him that willeth, nor of him that runneth, but of God that showeth mercy. Verse 17, for the scripture saith unto Pharaoh, even for this same purpose have I raised thee up.
Right. I'm telling you, man, these kingdoms, they get rose up. You feel me? So God can show who he's with, which is the underdog. The underdogs is the slaves, blacks, Hispanics, and Native Indians, man. These kingdoms get rose up so he can bring them down, man, and show us that he's God, man. He do this every time. Every time we've been in slavery, he done it. All these kingdoms that you hear about, you read about, that was so good and so prosperous, had black people in slavery, and they failed. They fell to the ground.
That I might show my power in thee,
Mm-hmm.
and that my name might be declared throughout all the earth.
That's the whole point. Every kingdom you ever heard failed, God did it. Babylon, Nimrod, all them, they thought they was going to build a tower up to God. He smashed it. Egypt, they thought they were so wise. He smashed it. Come on, man. Rome, Greece, he smashed it. The Assyrians smashed it. All these kingdoms you read about, they make movies about, they got smashed. The Persians and the Medes had black people in slavery. It's a wasteland now. You feel me? They got fed to the crows. And man, all right, man, look. That's what the Bible say. The Bible say God is the reason why all these kingdoms fail. They fail because they had black people in slavery. And just like America gonna fall, whether you like it or not. Whether you like it or not. America is gonna fall, just like all these kingdoms fail. And yeah, you can drop that. Let's go to Ecclesiastes in the Old Testament. And let's get chapter 7 and 12 through 13.
The book of Ecclesiastes, chapter 7, verse 12. For wisdom is a defense.
Mm-hmm. Wisdom is a defense, man. That sister, if she would have had any type of wisdom or her family, the men in her family, they would have told her, look, okay, you going to Utah? What you got to do is you got to tell your $1 billion university that Utah is famous for racism. BYU is famous, you feel me, for being racist. So we need extra security. We need extra police there. Wisdom is a defense. But no, they going in there like Christians. Hey, hallelujah, the praise and the glory. Hey, they don't even believe in Christ. They Mormons. Well, I ain't gonna say they don't believe in Christ. I don't know too much about the Mormons as far as that, deep, you know something about that?
No.
All right, see, me neither. I don't want to lie and say they don't believe in Christ. But what I'm saying is, you going to Utah as a Christian, they're Mormons. They got a whole different belief. You feel me? They don't believe what you believe. They don't even like black people. They say they descend from the devil. But you going in there as a Christian, you feel me? You ain't got no wisdom as a Christian. Christians have no wisdom because all they faith is the fact that everything's gonna be all right. That's Christian faith. You ain't got to go to church to know that. They just believe that they're gonna be all right. Then they wife having sex with the pastor in the back room. They daughters and sons getting molested. Christians just believe anything gonna be all right. And this sister, whoever was her authority figure, her father, whoever, had no wisdom because they sent her into Utah with blind faith when they supposed to have extra security, extra police. I ain't saying she shouldn't have went. I'm just saying if my daughter is on a volleyball team and I know she's going to Utah or any of them Northwest Pacific states, I need extra security, extra police. Y'all can afford it.
And money is a defense.
And yeah, money is a defense. Money ain't meant for you to just go buy Balenciagas, the ones that look like socks. Salakia. I'm just saying, Salakia, man. We almost at the end of the class. I done got into it now. I'm a little late, but you know, it is what it is. But yeah, though, money is a defense too. Money, wisdom is a defense. It's not meant to be used just because you got it. Feel me? It's a defense, not an offense.
But the excellency of knowledge is that wisdom giveth life to them that have it.
Mm-hmm. Give you life. Yeah, I know that's right. But you go to 13.
Come, sir. Verse 13. Consider the work of God, for who can make that straight which he hath made crooked?
Who? Okay, so y'all being Christians, y'all trying to make what God made crooked straight. Y'all trying to make the so-called white man Esau in the Bible a just man. When Andrew Jackson said it, I love quoting it because he said it. He ain't on Mount Rushmore. Andrew Jackson on Mount Rushmore. And he said, but I pray it's a just God, because what we did to the Native Indians was so evil. That's what he said. He said, for what they did to Native Indians, he hopes it's a just God.
And he's the founder of the Democratic Party that blacks and Hispanics love so much today.
Yes. Andrew Jackson was an evil bastard. And y'all trying to make him straight, and God made him crooked. You feel me? Y'all trying to make the so-called white man straight when God made him crooked. It's the Bible. Hey, man, look. All right. Ecclesiastes 7:13. You're trying to make something straight, which God made crooked. God made him crooked. Why you think he's so evil, man? Why do you think that, man? He's so evil, man. The Arabs threw a plane in the building. They ain't getting pulled over and getting shot down in the street because they had a cell phone. Come on, man. Stop it. They out here committing all type of murders and all type of, man, look, they didn't let the Afghans come over here at a mass rate, but they got the Mexicans on the border in cages. What can you make? You can't make him straight.
Through the Mexican border.
Through the Mexican border. You can't make him straight. He's crooked. But this sister already forgave him, you know, which, I mean, it ain't nothing she could do about it. But I'm just saying, though, what she could do is give her love to blacks, Hispanics, Native Indians and take it away from Duke University, because that's all she cared about, being accepted by white America. So, yeah, you could drop that. Let's go to Isaiah 47:1. I had another one, but we just ended it with, we're going to go all the way to 11. We just ended with that.
The book of Isaiah, chapter 47, verse 1. Come down and sit in the dust, O virgin daughter of Babylon.
Right, it's time for America. See, America is Babylon. Feel me? Virgin daughter of Babylon. Feel me? And the reason why it's called the virgin daughter, because it's untouched. Ain't that what a virgin is? A virgin has been untouched, ain't been defiled. You feel me? And America ain't seen war. America ain't seen no war yet. America ain't been touched. America just sitting all pretty. They send their soldiers over there to the Middle East and to Europe, but ain't been no war fought here. And the Most High is saying, come sit down in the dust, man. It's time for you to be brought down. If you sending all the soldiers over there, it's time for the war to come here. And it's all because of blacks, Hispanics, and Native Indians. And because the Most High already said he rose up these kingdoms to show his power.
There is no throne, O daughter of the Chaldeans. For thou shalt no more be called tender and delicate.
Oh, America is called tender and delicate and sweet. It's just the best. You can't make it in America. You can't make it nowhere. America is so nice. It's so pretty. It's just, I don't know why you guys, black people, Y'all got to get it together. All right. It ain't gonna be no more called that.
Verse 2. Take the millstones and grind meal. Uncover thy locks. Make bare the leg. Uncover the thigh. Pass over the rivers.
See, it keeps talking about uncover. Because America and the United Nations, they don't even talk about what they doing to us. And the United Nations, they talk about all the injustices over the earth. But they don't talk about what they doing to us right here. All the black men in prison, and it was in slavery. Slavery. How did we will never forget slavery. We will never stop talking about it.
Verse 3. That nakedness shall be uncovered.
Right, the shame, your nakedness will be uncovered, man. The crimes that America committed will be uncovered. See what happened with George Floyd? They was protesting in Germany. They protesting in Germany, you feel me? Because of everybody seeing, man, look, what's going on in America, man, that's some evil stuff they doing to them black folks. Why they doing them black folks like that over there, man? Because it's being uncovered. All the stuff they've been hiding since Rodney King and all that stuff before camera phones and stuff, it's being uncovered.
That shame shall be seen.
Mm-hmm.
I will take vengeance, and I will not meet thee as a man.
COVID-19.
I will not meet thee as a man.
Monkeypox.
I will not meet thee as a man.
30 million people dying from HIV. I will not meet thee as a man. God's ain't. Look, we ain't got to do nothing. They say we black supremacist group. We a hate group. Why? Because what we saying is happening. God say he's not going to meet you as a man. So that what that means? We ain't going to do nothing. We men. We not going to do nothing. We going to sit back and teach class and serve God. And he going to do it.
Verse 4. As for our Redeemer, the Lord of hosts is his name.
Mm-hmm.
The Holy One of Israel.
Right. God going to do this, man. We ain't doing nothing. He say he's not going to meet you as a man. We ain't finna do nothing. We're going to sit back and chill and watch the movie.
Verse 5. Sit thou silent and get thee into darkness, O daughter of the Chaldeans, for thou shalt no more be called the lady of the kingdom.
The who?
The lady of the kingdoms.
Man, look, it's a Statue of Liberty sitting right there on the water. The Lady of Kingdoms. Why they ain't put a King Arthur with the sword coming out of the rock? I'm just saying they could have put George Washington, Abraham Lincoln. They got a Lady Liberty. Because it's the Lady of Kingdoms, man. It's talking about America. Isaiah is prophesying like we do.
Verse 6. I was wroth with my people. I have polluted mine inheritance and given them into thine hand.
Right.
Thou didst show them no mercy.
Right. And the white man, God gave us to the white man for our sins against him. But you got to understand, he's our father. So that hurted him to have to see that. The stuff that they done to us, that hurted him. And he wrote that down. Him and Christ, they up there writing, the angels, they writing this stuff down. Because he say, man, damn, y'all ain't showed them no mercy? Like, I thought y'all was going, like, you know what I mean? I created y'all too. Thought maybe y'all was going to show them a little mercy, give them some reparations or something. Cut them a check, $300,000 a piece. You hear me? Every black, Hispanic, and Native Indian, how you go $300,000? We sorry. We apologize. Not saying that's going to fix nothing, but damn, y'all ain't going to show us no mercy.
Upon the ancient hast thou very heavily laid thy yoke.
The ancient, that's blacks, Hispanics, and Native. We the ancient people. We the ancient people. That's why we look the most normal. You see blacks, Hispanics, and the Indians, that's why we look how we look, normal. We're the model of the human race. You feel me? Because we the ancient people that God chose, man.
Verse 7. And thou sayest, I shall be a lady forever.
That's an American thing. America think it ain't gonna fall. I was in court. The judge gonna say, we just got over a pandemic. Everybody need to calm down and chill. I say, wow, y'all think this is over? I mean, y'all think this is just gonna go back to normal? I mean, y'all think that the COVID is over and everything just gonna just go back to normal? Everybody calm down and chill. Get back to spending all y'all $13 trillion, black people, so we can stay rich and y'all can stay poor. Nah, that ain't what God said. That ain't what Isaiah saying.
so that thou didst not lay these things to thy heart,
Mm-hmm.
neither didst remember the latter end of it.
Right. You ain't even know what was coming, man. Every kingdom failed. Ain't that what is Revelations 13 and 9? Woe to him that build a town with a city with blood. Every kingdom built their country off blood, and they in the history books. America, you next.
Verse 8. Therefore, hear now this, thou that art given to pleasures,
Mm-hmm.
that dwellest carelessly, that sayest in thy heart, I am, and none else beside me.
That's America. Giving in the pleasures and careless. America is careless. They don't even know what they did when they let the internet blow up like it did. When they let us read the Bible. They've been trying to stop us from reading the Bible for so long. Letting us read the Bible, man, we done found our God. We serving him. We don't commit crimes. We don't do anything illegal. And y'all country is surely shifting.
I shall not sit as a widow, neither shall I know the loss of children.
Mm-hmm. That's what they thought. They thought they was never gonna know the loss of children. But if I ain't mistaken, in that war with Winston Churchill, 100 million people died. All white people too. I mean, some black people fighting with America in their army, but most of the 100 million people was white folks. They dead.
Verse 9. But these two things shall come to thee in a moment, in one day.
In one day, real quick. The loss of children, all the thinking America never was gonna fall. This is the virgin daughter of Babylon. You feel me? That Isaiah seen in a vision, because he seen that, dang, this place ain't never been touched. It's the Lady of Kingdoms. All these wars is happening everywhere else. Why it ain't happening in America? Because it's the virgin daughter of Babylon. It's untouched.
The loss of children and widowhood.
Mm-hmm.
They shall come upon thee in their perfection for the multitude of thy sorceries and for the great abundance of thine enchantments. Verse 10. For thou hast trusted in thy wickedness.
Yeah, that's what they trust in. They evilness against black people. They trust that. That's the only reason why their kingdom is prospering. Prisons. You feel me? Us going to jail. Us being at the bottom of society. You feel me? Not being able to rise up as a group. One or two slip through the cracks, but as a group not being able to rise up, they trusting in that so they can stay rich.
Thou hast said, none seeth me. Thy wisdom and thy knowledge, it hath perverted thee.
Mm-hmm.
And thou hast said in thine heart, I am, and none else beside me.
I'm telling you, man, they think that they gonna get away with all this stuff they done. So-called white man think he gonna get away with it, man. God ain't gonna forget. And he coming for his people, and he coming for you.
Verse 11. Therefore shall evil come upon thee,
Mm-hmm.
that thou shalt not know from whence it riseth, and mischief shall fall upon thee.
Yeah.
Thou shalt not be able to put it off.
They ain't gonna even be able to put it out. There's gonna be so much evil stuff happening to the so-called white man and his kingdom. They ain't gonna know what happened. COVID-19 was the beginning of the end of America. I'm just letting you know. We priests and prophets. The COVID-19 was the beginning and the end. You feel me? It's the beginning. Watch. Most stuff gonna keep coming. Most stuff gonna keep happening.
And desolation shall come upon thee suddenly,
Mm-hmm.
which thou shalt not know.
Right. We'll be alone. America gonna be deserted. All these allies and all this stuff they got, they're gonna leave them, man. They're gonna leave them and they're gonna go back to their own people, man. Like, real talk. America is about to crash and burn. And it's because of what they did to Blacks, Hispanics, and Native Indians, man. They just won't let us go. They won't let us free. So the Most High gonna come do it. And it ain't gonna be pretty. All you gotta do is read about Rome, Greece, Egypt, Sodom and Gomorrah. Read about these kingdoms that's famous that you hear about. And you will see that they didn't end peacefully. They end with a lot of bloodshed, man. I'm past class of the prison officer 50 or more.
Security announcements. The ISUPK started out of 1 West, 125th Street, Harlem, New York. Rule for new brother sister: when a new brother sister comes into the school, they are off limits for 6 months. They are to be saluted only. They are here to share themselves with the world. If they need transportation, the teacher will arrange it. After 6 months, if a brother or sister has interest in a particular person, he or she must get permission from the head to speak to a brother or sister. Another 6 months in which the brother and sister will court each other. After this 6-month period, the brother and sister will get permission from the head to marry. Tithes are commandment numbers 18:21, Malachi 3:8-10, a tenth in the Hebrew, 10% of every penny of any increase the Lord gives you. Priest fund, free will offering, not mandatory, whatsoever amount you would like. Upcoming holy convocations.
Memorial of blowing of trumpets, September 25th.
Do a courtesy salute to the teacher. Amajim Shabbat, Amajim, Barak, Yahweh Bashem, Yahweh Shabbat, class dismissed.